to 13 Rock with Harrag Melodica on Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio.
Hell yeah, sur la web rock station Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio en direct avec nous, Mr. Kragen Lum du groupe Heathen en direct. Hi Kragen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, and you?
Yeah, everything's good here. We're just trying to stay healthy and safe in these strange times.
Yes, I know, strange time because you're talking about the lockdown, the quarantine.
Yeah, well, where I live, there's not really a lockdown. We just have to follow sort of the protocols to stay safe. But yeah, it's just sort of strange times all over the world right now with COVID-19.
Ok, donc en direct avec nous, Kragen Lum, le guitariste du groupe Heathen. Il est là à l'instant donc pour nous parler du prochain album du groupe qui s'appellera Empire of the Blind. L'album sortira le 18 septembre prochain via le label Nuclear Blast. Un très très gros disque, le groupe est de retour après 10 ans d'absence notamment. Kragen, it's a great pleasure to hear you tonight on Too Fun in Rock, the web station Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. We are located in Paris, France. We have a great audience from France, from North Africa, Algeria, Tunisia and Morocco, some Italian, some Greek fans, Turkish fans and Spanish fans because our system of distribution is Amazon.
Awesome.
Yes, it's
sounds
great. Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, every night it's amazing. It's amazing shows because we are talking about. I'm talking about with a lot of people, different language every night. It's strange, but it's great.
That's great.
Yes.
That is good.
So, Kragen, the first single, The Blight, of the new album was released on June 26th. The band must be really happy at this moment because finally it's online on your social networks.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since we've been able to release new music, and it's a relief to finally have something new out there. We have another single that's going to be released in just a couple of weeks, and we're just really looking forward to getting the new album out to all of the incredibly patient fans that have waited for the last 10 years.
Ok, donc effectivement qu'ils sont très heureux, hein, parce que depuis le temps qu'ils attendent ça, depuis 10 ans maintenant. En plus, la bonne nouvelle là qu'ils viennent d'annoncer, c'est qu'il y a un second single qui va arriver d'ici quelques semaines avant la sortie du nouvel album. Ça, c'est encore une belle information en tout cas qui vient d'arriver. Hell yeah, sur la Web Rock Station, avec nous en direct, Mr. Kragen Lum, le guitariste du groupe Heathen. Hell yeah, en direct, je crois depuis l'Arkansas en tout cas. Hell yeah. Continuons. Kragen, the good reactions from your fans have not been long in coming. Everyone are happy.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the vast majority of people seem like very happy with the new song. We have a lot more, really cool songs in store for them coming up. There's a lot of killer variety on the album. The Blight is more or less the fast opening track, but we've got a lot of really killer songs and a lot of variety throughout the album. We really tried to make an album that has sort of that classic album feel to it, where it's almost like a roller coaster ride throughout the album with a lot of ups and downs and twists and turns, and makes you want to hopefully listen to it over and over again. So we can't wait till we get another track out here in a couple of weeks.
Ok, bien évidemment que les réactions ne se sont pas fait attendre puisque à peu près la plupart, hein, tous les fans sont contents. En tout cas, vous pouvez lire à travers YouTube ou à la page Facebook officielle du groupe et ainsi que sur Instagram, etc. En tout cas, les fans sont vraiment très heureux de ce nouveau titre. C'est un titre qui tue, quoi, comme on dit, quoi. C'est un vrai titre de thrash metal, notamment façon Heathen. Continuons. The Blight, musically, it kills. It's 100% Heathen style. Really heavy. Thrash metal.
Yeah, well, I mean, the idea was to sort of do what Heathen does, which is mix thrash metal with some more sort of melodic elements and heavy elements and stuff. So I think it's I was really happy with the way that the Blight came out. It's a really cool mixture of thrash metal, and I mean, at the same time, the chorus is super catchy and melodic, and it came out great. I can't wait for people to hear the other songs on the record.
Ok, bien évidemment qu'il a hâte de voir ce que va donner le prochain single. En attendant, celui-là, effectivement, comme je vous l'ai dit, hein, il tue. C'est du 100% Heathen avec des riffs de guitare, de la mélodie, des refrains qui tuent, catchy en tout cas. Ouais, ça déchire, quoi. And 60,000 views. It's great on YouTube. It's good, very good.
Yeah, it's we've had a really good response on YouTube and on on Spotify and all the streaming services. I mean, even the lyric video on Facebook. I mean, it was just the numbers were huge for the number of people checking it out. So I'm hopeful that that's just really the start. Some of the hardcore thrash fans, I mean, that's really kind of who we wanted to hear this first song. All the people that already know Heathen or maybe knew Heathen but hadn't heard the band for a long time. Mm-hmm. We wanted to reach them with this song and let them know, hey, we're here and we can still do this at a high level. So again, some of the other songs on the album, I think we hope can reach an even bigger audience. So we'll see what happens in a few short weeks here.
Yeah, coming about the rest of the album. So, 60 000 vues depuis depuis le début de la sortie, en tout cas depuis le 26 juin. C'est vraiment un bon score. C'est un excellent score pour un groupe qui revient comme ça depuis 10 ans. La promo, en tout cas, elle est bien en marche et ils vont emmener tout ça. Donc, ils vont emmener tout ça sur un nouveau niveau, quoi. Vraiment un haut niveau du trash, en tout cas. Et ouais, ça va être bien. Je le sens bien, ce disque, en tout cas. So, Kragen, The Blight is currently #1 on the Spotify Thrashers playlist.
Yeah, we were really pleased with the reaction to it. The way that Spotify works, it's always great if you can get on these playlists, because sometimes people will just listen to a playlist, that has a variety of tracks on it. Those playlists are set up where they go on for hours and hours, so people can listen, listen to a certain style of music or whatever almost all day. So it was really cool to be featured on that. We were featured on another playlist that was just called New Metal Tracks as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we're excited to see where this goes, and again, just hopefully be able to reach a really wide audience. Nuclear Blast has been awesome. Their promotion's been great. And we're even seeing some comments from people that they heard the band back in the late 80s, early 90s, but they didn't even know about the last record, The Evolution of Chaos. So we hope to reach those people that maybe liked the band before and haven't heard us for a long time, and we're just going to do everything that we can to promote this album. We worked really hard on it and we're proud of it. So
Ouais, ils ont travaillé très dur en tout cas pour cet album. D'ailleurs, le titre The Blight est actuellement en premier dans la playlist Thrashers, en tout cas sur Spotify. Ça, c'était en tout cas une excellente nouvelle. Nuclear Blast fait un gros boulot en termes de promo. Ils sont super contents. En tout cas, ouais, ils le méritent parce que c'est vraiment un super groupe. Et moi, je m'en souviens très bien. Je me souviens très bien des albums comme Breaking the Silence ou Victim of Deception. En tout cas, à l'époque, c'était quelque chose, quoi. C'était vraiment un merveilleux groupe et ouais, j'ai passé des beaux moments à écouter ça à l'époque dans les Walkman et tout en allant à mes études, quoi. C'était très fort, quoi. So the lyrics are very committed because the Blight lyrics begin with we are bound by truth and gagged with fear, held ransom by desire, corruption seen so crystal clear, deception for all conspired. Hey, it's very committed.
Yeah, they're very sort of appropriate for the times we're living in. Obviously, we didn't have any idea about COVID-19 when we wrote the lyrics, and there's sort of references to the disease.
Okay.
The disease that's referred to in the lyrics is referring to humans, and we have a sort of a innate corruption within us as humans, and I think what we're seeing in modern society is people are sort of more they're leaning more towards going with their desires. Okay. And they're very the responses that we see like on social media are very emotionally driven rather than logic. And I think that's all a response to, kind of what we're being fed every day, so to speak, in terms of what we see in the media and what we see on social media. And in some ways, it's kind of dangerous the way that the media and social media are being used. We see that a lot in society, and we see the way that people are sort of focused more on superficial or trivial things, on social media, and spending a great deal of time on things like that, rather than on, doing, I think, more important things, like creating something or coming up with a new idea, or, it seems that that's just sort of the way of the world right now. So that's more or less what the lyrics refer to in the Blight, and it's also a topic that's prevalent in other songs on the record as well.
Ok, donc les paroles, ils ont écrites pendant, durant le confinement. Hein. Traduisons donc par ce que j'ai dit tout à l'heure. Donc, nous sommes liés par la vérité et bâillonnés par la peur, détenir une rançon par désir, corruption, péché, si clair comme de l'eau de roche, tromperie pour tous les conspirateurs. Notamment, en tout cas, ouais, cet album. Donc, je vous ai dit, hein, il est très, c'est très lié par rapport à l'actualité. Donc, ils dénoncent pas mal de choses et ils sont très axés sur ils ont très axé sur ces sujets en tout cas. Et pour eux, c'est très important. Et notamment, le confinement leur a appris beaucoup de choses en tout cas, et notamment ils ont pu analyser un petit peu les réactions sur les réseaux sociaux par rapport à toutes les informations qui ont été données, qui ont été saisies en tout cas. Ouais, c'est quelque chose en tout cas. Ouais, c'est un sujet qu'ils adorent. Continuons. Hey, donc sur l'album il sortira le 18 septembre. Empire of the Blind. En voici le track listing. Ça démarra avec The Rotting Sphere, en 2 The Blight, en 3 Empire of the Blind, en 4 Dead and Gone, en 5 Sun in My Hand, en 6 Blood to be Let, en 7 In Black, en 8 Shine of Apathy, en 9 Devour, en 10 A Fine Red Mist, en 11 The Gods Divide et en 12 Monument to Ruin. Sur 213 Rock, Kragen Lum en direct. Voici le line-up. David White donc au chant, Altus à la guitare, Kragen Lum lui-même en direct ce soir à la guitare, Jason Mirza à la basse et DeMaria à la batterie. Ça, c'est du line-up, c'est le groupe Heathen en tout cas. C'est le prochain album, il sortira le 18 septembre prochain. Il s'appellera Empire of the Blind. So Kragen, let's talk about more the new album. Can you tell us more about the other tracks? It will be more heavy, it's more thrash metal, more melodic, more catchy?
We have all of it.
Okay.
The title track, kind of, which people will get to hear in a couple of weeks, it has kind of it's thrash metal mixed with kind of an epic feel from drawing inspiration from bands like Rainbow in the late 70s.
Okay.
There are some catchier songs. There's a ballad that has kind of a heavy feeling to it. There's an instrumental track. There's a really heavy track with fast double bass that I don't think the band has really done before. And then there's another fast track. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on the record. So I think people that like a variety of different things will enjoy all of the album. There's a lot of cool stuff throughout it, and we did our best to make each song sort of stand on its own and yet feel connected to the other songs on the record at the same time.
Ok, et donc comme vous l'avez entendu, hein, l'album il y aura pour tous les goûts, il y aura une balade, il y aura de la double bass comme il dit, de la double grosse caisse, plus rapide encore plus que jamais. Il y en a pour tous les goûts, il y en aura pour tous les fans, ça sera super trash, ça ssera aussi heavy, ça sera aussi, il y aura une belle balade en tout cas. Non, il y en a pour tous les goûts, ça sera un gros disque, je le sens bien en tout cas. So the album was partially produced and mixed and mastered by Mr. Christopher Zeus Harris at the Planet Z studio, who worked with Queensryche and Rob Zombie. I remember that. You work on the production too?
Basically, I recorded all of the rhythm guitar tracks and my guitar solos here at my studio. Mm-hmm. And Zeus recorded all the rest of it and produced and mixed and mastered the record. And he did an awesome job. He's one of those producers that allows the band to have its own sound, and he just helps them make it better, so to speak, rather than putting his own template sound on top of bands. And he was so great, with getting sounds and helping with production ideas and helping take these songs to sort of the next level. And he just did a fantastic job with all of his work on the record. Our idea was to sort of have a classic late 80s, early 90s production mixed with modern production. Oh. And I think he really did a great job with making that happen, and we're really, really pleased with the way it turned out.
Ok, donc l'album il a été partiellement produit mixé et masterisé par Mr. Christopher Zus Harris at the Planet Z Studio. Kragen a fait aussi lui les productions, il a produit tous ses riffs de guitare, toutes ses guitares etc. et celles de Lee Altus aussi en même temps. Ça a été fait chez lui dans son studio dans l'Arkansas, du côté de son studio à Little Rock, donc du coup le Hub Label notamment. Et ouais, en tout cas je vous le dis, il y a le son, il y a vraiment le son. Et eux ils sont satisfaits et les guitares ce sont des murs de guitare. I said on the new album there is a wall of guitar, big sound of riff, big sound of guitar. I can imagine on stage the combination with the wall of Martian behind you and the sound, boom.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot of the albums that have been coming out that the guitar sound is a little, I don't know how to explain it. It's just maybe a little thinner. And we wanted to capture that big, fat, thick guitar sound that like Victims of Deception had.
Yes.
And so that's kind of what we went for, was to try and get that sort of razor sharp tone mixed with that big thumpy, heavy guitar sound. And I mean that it sounds great. We went to great lengths to make sure that you could hear all of what I just described, but still hear the bass guitar as well, and have all the instruments sort of fit together. And it came out great. Like I said, we're really happy with it.
Ouais, comme il le dit, bien évidemment, ils ont essayé de récupérer les sons de guitare à l'époque sur l'album Victim of Deception, des gros sons, un gros son de gratte et tout, ça tue, c'est bien gras en tout cas, et derrière, on imagine ça en concert avec les murs de Marshall derrière, et boum, dès que ça envoie, on en prend plein la face, quoi. C'est, en tout cas, ouais, il y a un gros son sur ce disque, et je pense que là-dessus, c'est une totale réussite, quoi. So, the album will feature guests with Mr. Gary Holt, Exodus and Slayer, Rick Hellnut, ex-Exodus, or Doug Percy, remember him, he was played on the first album, Breaking the Silence, right?
He played on Breaking the Silence and Victims of Deception, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember
so
him.
We have an instrumental track on the record called Fine Red Mist.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to try and have kind of a mix between a classic instrumental and more of a shred instrumental. And so when I kind of was working on the sort of idea of what I thought would be the solo section, I came up with this back and forth idea with the riffs, and it kind of builds to a climax, but it's this sort of long solo section.
Okay.
And I had this idea in my head about how cool it would be if I could get my Bay Area thrash heroes to all play together on one song. So I called Gary, and I called Rick, and I called Doug, and I asked them if they would all want to play on this track. And so they all said yes, and it's really cool. You can hear the original Exodus H team of Gary and Rick do trade-off solos, and then the original Heathen team of Lee and Doug do trade-off solos, and then I play sort of after them. And it came out even better than I imagined. Each one of those guys has a unique playing style, and it's just a really cool thing, for, I think, for the fans of Bay Area thrash to be able to hear all of these guys play together on one song. Heathen and Exodus have always been linked. I mean, Doug produced one of their earlier demos, and Lee was a humongous Exodus fan when he was first starting Heathen. And I've gotten to tour with Gary, and I've gotten to tour with Rick when he filled in for Gary. And it's just a really cool thing for me as a fan of Bay Area thrash. And I think other people that are fans will really enjoy it. It's a cool song, and it's not a typical instrumental in terms of just being a bunch of technical shredding the whole time. It's got a cool feel to it, and it's really a song. So
ouais. Yes, of course, yeah, you're pride, of course. L'album contient des spécial guests, notamment sur un titre, hein, comme il le dit. Il y a Gary Holt, donc d'Exodus et Slayer, bien évidemment. Gary Holnott, vous vous en souvenez, c'était aussi guitariste d'Exodus, notamment. Et Doug Percy, qui jouait aussi sur les deux premiers Heathen. Ouais, comme il le dit, hein, c'est Thrash Metal Heroes, en tout cas. My Thrash Metal Heroes are Mike Kunz of Last Rocket. Oh my God, he was so great. Yeah, Mike Kunz was awesome singer. Oh my God, yeah. Remember Mordred, Jim Sanguinetti, of course, because he started Heathen a long time ago. And
they just put out a new EP.
Yes, the new EP is coming.
Yeah.
And I love Craig Losicero from Forbidden. Oh my God, great guitar player too.
Yeah.
Yes.
There were a lot of great musicians from the Bay Area, and believe me, if I could have made the solo section 10 minutes, I would have put more of those guys in there. I think it would have been awesome. But maybe that's a project for the next record. We'll
okay. Okay. Awesome. Just for the end, two questions. First one is the artwork by Mr. Travis Smith, because he worked on the artwork for the previous album, The Evolution of Chaos, released in 2010. And he did the new one?
Yeah, he did the new one. He did a great job, as always. I've known Travis since the late 90s. He has done all of the artwork for the albums that I recorded with Prototype. And he did the last album cover for the last Heathen record, The Evolution of Chaos.
Yes.
And he just has a really cool, unique way of doing the artwork, and he can capture the feeling of the music and the the vibe of the album and the artwork. He has this great way of sort of visualizing the contents of the album. And I think he just did a great job. We kind of purposely went with a red. The album's a little bit darker, and he has a great representation of the empire in ruins, so to speak, with a giant skull that's almost like a monument in the middle of the piece, and the skull is blindfolded, as though it is part of the empire of the blind, and it's really cool. He did a great job with the whole package. There's some other pieces of artwork inside the vinyl and CD that people will get to see, and he's an awesome artist and a great guy. I really enjoy working with him on any project I can get him to do.
Ok, donc la pochette a été l'œuvre donc de Travis Smith, hein, qui a travaillé notamment avec OPS, etc., avec plein de grands groupes en tout cas. La pochette est vraiment superbe sur ce nouvel album. En tout cas, ouais, c'est la deuxième fois, puisqu'il a déjà en 2010 il a bossé aussi sur l'album The Evolution of Chaos notamment. Et ouais, ils sont contents en tout cas, ils sont contents. So I guess we'll be able to see Heathen on your European tour next year. The first date were announced was Rock Hall Festival on May 21, okay, and Bang Your Head on the new edition 25 July, I think, next year.
Yeah, I mean we're trying to reschedule the tour dates that we had to cancel from this year.
Okay.
We would actually have been on tour right now.
Okay.
If things were sort of normal. So yeah, right now we're trying to reschedule as many tour dates as we can, and festivals and everything, and we just hope that situation sort of returns to normal and concerts can go on as planned next year. And we definitely miss we definitely miss the stage and being able to play in front of the fans, and we were disappointed that things got canceled this year, but nothing we can do about that. We just have to kind of plan and hope for the best for next year.
Yeah, ok. En tout cas, voilà. Donc, je sais que l'année prochaine, il y aura voilà, donc toute la période, toute cette année, tout a été annulé, tout est reporté pour l'année prochaine. Ça, c'est l'information à retenir. Donc, effectivement, il y aura très certainement le Recard, il y aura très certainement le Bangerhead. En tout cas, ouais. Allez sur la page Facebook du groupe, donc Heathen, et puis tout sera annoncé. Allez-y régulièrement. Vous verrez en tout cas de très très belles choses. Juste avant la fin, je vous parle aussi pour l'album. Vous pouvez vous procurer sur le website du groupe qui s'appelle shop.heathentrash.com. En tout cas, là-dessus, il y a le merchandising du groupe, il y a les albums, il y aura le nouvel album, en tout cas, à partir du 18 septembre. Vous l'aurez aussi en playlist sur 213 Rock. Ouais, en tout cas, écoutez-nous, l'album, nous, on va l'adorer, ça, c'est sûr. Déjà, le titre The Blight, c'est une tuerie, le single. Kragen, just before the end, do you have a message for the audience tonight, please?
Yeah, thank you so much for your patience waiting for this new album. It's been a long 10 years, but we hope that you enjoy and feel rewarded with the new record now that it's finally coming, and we can't wait to come out and play for our fans all over Europe. We're really looking forward to it. We love playing over there, and it's sort of our second home. So we can't wait to come back and play some songs new and old for you.
Ouais, c'était donc Kragen Lum, le guitariste Heathen, qui était en direct avec nous ce soir sur la web rock station Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio. Kragen, thank you very much for the interview. It was great. Hell yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, me too. Tout de suite, en musique, The Blight, Heathen sur 213 Rock. L'album paraîtra le 18 septembre prochain. Il s'appellera The Empire of the Blight. Hell yeah sur la web rock station Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio.